Yeah, I think I think the first two groups were really small in numbers. Um, this group here is a little bit bigger in numbers, but I give them a lot of credit. Because they did hang in there, and there's some guys that it didn't really work out. A guy like Cope, messed up his knee. He was a starter, messed up knee, and never really got back to full strength with his leg. And he hung in there with us. Of course, Laney's one of the best punters this place has ever seen. With Robbie and JB, Gebhardt. Gebhardt was a walk-on. We took him out of Lake Forest College, Division III. Now that guy, he's like one of our leading tacklers, and really a good player. He took on I'll tell you one amazing. He took on a tight end that was about 250 pounds, and he took him on, knocked him down, and made the tackle. He's about 185 pounds. So when you see those type efforts by those guys, I see a little bit of a look on those guys now, those seniors, where it hits reality. You know what, this is it. When Gebby goes, Gebby's walking around yesterday and he says, Coach, he told one of the coaches, I only got 5 more days, and he'll never play football ever again. And when it comes, I remember those days. Sometimes you look forward to it because it's such a long season, it's hard and whatever, and then all of a sudden it hits your reality and you'll never do this again. With seeing those guys, you want them to go out on a good note. And I really do. We appreciate all their efforts that they've done for this program. Because it would have been real easy way back just to bag it, move on, transfer, get out of here, do whatever you need to do. Before we go out, I kind of take them by the seniors and I kind of sit there and thank them, and it gets really emotional. Game day, and then of course I get the senior day with their families. But in that locker room, we kick everybody out, and we just have our own little time there. And like I said, you thank them because people have no idea, how much effort that these guys put into it. Because it's not like, I hate to say it, it's not like other sports, because you go out there, you're banging, you're running around. I mean, and everybody runs in sports, I understand that, but it's a little bit different when you got somebody just smacking you around every day of the week, and if your head isn't into it, I mean, you don't survive. You're going to get hurt, all right? Notice there. So, I mean, you got to really love this sport. And I'm not saying other sports are that, but just the banging that goes along each practice is. So for those guys to hang in there, and for some guys, like I said, it didn't work out, and you feel bad, but they give them a lot of credit for hanging in there. It doesn't shock you. I mean, me, when they first came in, I said the same thing. They got money, they got facilities, and they got probably for them, for us, Michigan, we're battling a lot of different teams in here. You go over to Chicago, we got to battle a couple of teams. Well, hardly anybody goes into Philly, South Jersey, New York, Maryland, Baltimore, in this league. So their recruiting base is probably about as good as anybody in the league. And I know those guys on there, they recruit hard, they work at it, and they got resources, and it don't shock me one bit. And next year if they're picked to win the East, it wouldn't shock me again. They're that good.
They're playing a little different playing field than most of the league.
Yes, they are.
Their salaries, everything's about double.
Yeah.
How much of an impact does that have on everything that's come along for the other companies?
They don't have any coaching changes. They're very minimal. The facilities there, you can recruit. I mean, it's they get a brand new football complex. They play in the link, which sometimes that's probably not as good because you got a lot of empty seats. It's hard to fill out a pro stadium, I think, from the MAC. But recruiting-wise, I mean, you're talking Philly, New York, Jersey, Maryland, Baltimore, you go down Washington D.C., you can get within a 2-hour radius. I mean, there's a lot of people and a lot of football there, and like I said, nobody else in the MAC is going over there. I know we don't. I don't know why. Nick was here, for the previous staff, but we really don't go over there. It doesn't make any sense for us and for a lot of schools. So their recruiting base is probably about as good, a big of an advantage as anybody in the league. I don't know. Like I always see highlights. I think that Dennis Dixon was pretty good. Boy, that McFadden guy, that guy's different. You watch him run around. I think he was pretty good. And I'll tell you, the guy that I watch, I love watching. I know he's been hurt a little. Is Mike Hart. That guy, Mike Hart, kid from Michigan. That guy's got. What a big heart he's got. And I just enjoy when he plays. They got a great shot of winning because and sometimes he won't have the statistics some of those other guys, but I really think he's special. And of course Tebow, you catch glimpses of him. Of course he's kind of a freak too. They're probably the four guys. Dixon, I don't know if Dixon's out of it or not. He got hurt. Who knows? Yeah, but that McFadden was pretty good.